When most people hear investing, sometimes their first thought is, I wish I had the money to do that. But here's the truth. Almost everyone has money to invest. The problem isn't that you don't have it. The problem is that you're disposing of it on things that don't give you a real return in the end. Or you're approaching investing with fear. And fear paralyzes you. It'll have you overthinking and second guessing and questioning so much so that you won't even move at all. And most people won't move not just because of fear, but also because of their environment and who they're connected to. And I see it happen all the time. Because most people who want to invest, they're already a little fearful. So they go to their trusted sources like their friends or their siblings or whomever they deem to be a trusted source for them, just to get their thoughts on it. And if that trusted source, like your sibling or your parents or your kids, or maybe even your best friend say, I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't do that if I was you. But because they're your trusted source, all it takes is for them to sow seeds of doubt or seeds of uncertainty, and boom, you don't move at all. Fear wins, hesitation grows, and opportunity slips right past you. Because as humans, we crave familiarity and we crave safety, especially when we're stepping into something unknown or something unfamiliar. And that's why I always say your circle matters more than you realize. And oftentimes your circle can cost you because trust does not equal knowledge. Just because someone loves you and you trust them, that doesn't mean they're qualified to give you investment advice. So check who you're asking by asking yourself, do they have knowledge or skills or experience to guide me in this area? Always have at least one or more solid, knowledgeable people in your circle group that can give you financial advice that you trust, somebody that has experience and somebody that knows what they're doing, someone that won't talk you out of an opportunity that they're not familiar with themselves. And learn to separate love from knowledge, because you can love your mom and your best friend or your spouse, but that doesn't mean that their opinion is the best one to guide you through the next financial move. Otherwise, you're letting someone's lack of understanding control your financial future, because at the end of the day, your circle can either cost you or carry you. You don't ask your 10-year-old to drive you to the store. Yeah, you love them and you trust them and they're your babies, but they're not equipped for that. They're not skilled for that, and they're not knowledgeable enough to get you through that experience. You don't want your mom or dad performing surgery on you. They never had any surgical experience, never went to school for it, never even went to medical school. Yeah, you love them and you trust them, but they're not skilled for that. They're not equipped for that. They have no experience with that. So in order to start leveling up your finances and becoming more advanced outside of just saving money, you got to be connected with someone who is both a trusted source and a knowledgeable source, because otherwise it'll be like the blind leading the blind, and you'll look up 5 years later and you still haven't made a move yet. And the next component, which is just as critical, many people are disposing their disposable income on things that don't give them a real return. Because the reality is everyone has disposable income. I don't care who you are, how much you make. Everyone has some level of disposable income. Some are smaller and some are larger, but it's still disposable. And your disposable income is what you use to begin investing. And oftentimes disposable income is being disposed on things like eating out every day, or excessive shopping, or emotional spending, or subscription that you barely use, or impulse spending that feels good for the moment but leaves you with nothing to show for it in the long term. So in order to invest, you got to first have order, and you got to also have discipline within your finances so your disposable income can work for you. Don't worry about if your disposable income is $50 a month compared to someone who has $400 of disposable income a month. Stop focusing on how much you have or how little you have, because again, if you have financial discipline and if you have order in your finances and smart investing strategies, the starting amount don't even matter. And this is what hangs a lot of people up, because they'll think, I can't invest because I don't have enough, or this share of stock is $200 or $300 and I can't afford that. Don't get stuck at the price of what that share of stock costs, because you don't have to buy the full share at once. That's where fractional shares come into play, which means if you say, for example, you are interested in the Apple stock, and at the time you looked at it, Apple stock was about $241 a share. Buy a fraction until you own a full share. So let's say you have $50 of disposable income at the end of every pay period. Put $50 towards that stock one pay period, then $50 towards the stock the next pay period, and then $50 towards the stock the next pay period. And I'm not talking about putting it aside. I'm talking about actually putting that $50 in the market towards the share of that Apple stock that you may be interested in. And then do $50 the next pay period, and then the next pay period, and then boom, you now own a full share of that Apple stock. And all you got to do is rinse and repeat and keep going until you own about 125 shares or more. Just make sure you're investing smart, because at the end of the day, like I always say, anybody can invest, but not everyone invests smart and not everyone invests with a strategy. So do your homework and see what platforms you would like to start off with. Some people like Robinhood. I know Robinhood does offer fractional share options. So do your research and see which platform works best for you, or which platform aligns with your end goals. Now, the next thing I often hear is this: what do I even invest in the first place? And this is where most people freeze. And almost always they want me to answer them, to tell them what they should be investing in. So I simply make sure that I answer their question with the question. because I can't tell you what to invest in, but I will ask you leading questions like, how many Apple products do you have in your house? Do you have an iPad, an iPhone, a MacBook, or iMac? I also ask questions like, how many delivery trucks do you see throughout your day? Whether you're driving or walking your dog or sitting on the porch at your house. And which ones do you see more often? Is it Amazon? Is it UPS? Is it FedEx? Or matter of fact, if you order online, who's the courier that delivers your packages the most? Who do you grocery shop with the most? And most importantly, where is the world headed in terms of technology advancements? Because again, I can't tell you what to buy, but I will answer your question with the question that will lead you to the answer. Now, the real reason most people can't get their disposable income to be put in the market is because their debt is sabotaging their ability to invest. Your disposable income is being snatched by car payments and credit card balances and the high interest that comes along with the balance, and lifestyle inflation, because when you get a raise, you raise your lifestyle. You got to get you a new car, you got to get you a bigger house, you got to get you a new wardrobe, and you don't even realize that your raise could be funding your investments. So what's going to your debt is your disposable income you could be using to invest. Fractional shares is a method you could be using to start investing. Creating or recreating a circle that have financially advanced, well-knowledgeable, genuine people in it that can help you start investing, because they can help disarm the fear that you have. Because the reality is everybody has disposable income. But the question is, are you disposing of it on liabilities, or are you growing it in the market responsibly? Hey family, I hope you enjoyed today's Wealth and Wisdom conversation. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this with as many people as you know. As always, I'll be dropping more videos like this every Wednesday. Always remember, your mindset is the key to unlocking your financial freedom. It's time to leave behind what's comfortable for what's possible. All we have is now, so start now. See y'all next week.